Fix some wires. Use, hell yeah. I died. Anyway, might as well get to the video. Roll intro. What's up everybody, this is Chet Talks. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. Today I'm going to be reviewing that very device, the Surface Pro 7. First things first, I want to eliminate all the stereotypes out there about people that use Microsoft Surface products. Ooh, look at me, I'm a cool dude sitting in an airport lounge or a Starbucks doing my work. Yes, they are cool looking, but you're not buying them because they look cool. They are in fact really good products, and they're finally out with their Surface Pro 7, which I believe personally has finally hit the nail on the head. However, there are a few points which I'm still a little bit disappointed about, and I'll go over them later in this video. But for now, let me just quickly show you the device itself. There it is guys, the Microsoft Surface Pro 7. You can see right here that this is a device that has been perfectly created for the type of person that really wants to use it for sort of being at school and you just want to sketch something down with a pen, or even if you're a designer and you really want to just show off your designs to people on the move, somewhere remote, somewhere that you're not going to feel like you're carrying around a big old laptop and then you want to show it to them. It's not going to be a nice experience. Anything productivity, emails, just building up my website and things like that, I'm doing on here. Now it's really good for things like that, purely because it has got that 3:2 aspect ratio on the screen, so you're getting a lot more screen real estate on the Surface Pro 7 compared to a traditional laptop. So when you are consuming content online, reading websites or blog articles, or even typing up an essay, this platform is going to be the best for you. This device that I've got right here is a Microsoft Surface Pro 7 i7 with 16 gigabytes RAM. It is in the premium category, but the device itself does show that. You've got a supreme build quality, a nicely milled chassis with a really good hinge. I have to say it's probably one of the best feeling hinges on a device that will articulate from here all the way up to there. Now bear in mind, this does not come with a keyboard as standard. It's about 75 to 120 pounds for the additional type cover. Now I've gone for the sort of Arctic blue, I think they call it, or ice blue type cover. Now this is a really good keyboard. It's light, it's featherweight, but it has a really good construction. It's sturdy, has very little bend to it. But what I find most amazing about this is that the key travel, for a slim keyboard like this, the key travel is amazing. And what you get out of a typing experience out of most other tablet sort of snap-on keyboards isn't great, but Microsoft has really done well with this. You've got the traditional diving board mechanism for the trackpad, and it's a okay sized trackpad. I mean, for what Microsoft could have done, they could have used a little bit more of this real estate, or maybe even made it a bit wider, but I'm not complaining. It still feels great. It's got a nice clicky sound to it. Even the keys, they're muted, but they still have a nice sort of clicky type to them. The keyboard is also backlit, so that's going to be really useful for when you're using this keyboard at night. It's got 3 or 4 modes of being backlit, so you can adjust the brightness to your preference, so that's really handy to have. I would have to say the keyboard is a must if you're going to be getting the Surface devices, any of them. Out of all the ones out there, the original Microsoft ones are the way to go, because they just feel absolutely great, and they come in this great sort of soft Alcantara finish. And of course, you want to express your personality a bit, they come in a few different variations of colors. Now the way these attach to the device is super simple. All you need to do is essentially line them up and they snap in place. That's it, it's on. Now it's not going to be coming off, takes a little bit of effort to take it off, and of course it sits flat with the device, protects the screen, and of course protects the inside of the keyboard. Now I'm very much a clean freak. I like to protect all my devices, and what I've done for this particular one is I've attached a screen protector on it. There are a bunch of them available on Amazon, but a few of them not as good quality, so I will link down below to one that you can get for this. So if you are interested, it's there. It is prone to scratches as well, so just be careful about that. There are some great sort of companies out there doing skins for these, so if you do want to get one of these devices, I'd recommend putting a skin on it. Now the Surface Pro 7 comes in two different finishes. You've got black and you've got platinum. I always go for platinum because I think it makes it look a little bit cool, and generally black devices are like fingerprint magnet galore, so I want to stay away from that. You can probably tell just by this mirrory thing here. It's just now one thing I will say is you do need to have a little bit more desk real estate for a device like this. Traditionally you would have a 12 or 13-inch device and you just have the keyboard part on your lap, and then the screen would flip up and that would be supported by the base. What you need to bear in mind with the Surface devices is that you've got this kickstand at the back, which essentially needs a little bit more desk space for it to rest on. So just bear that in mind when you're using it on your lap. You're going to have to pretty much use most of your thigh to keep that device on. Now the Surface Pro 7 comes with a bunch of features. What I would notice straight away off the bat is that over here you've got still the proprietary magnetic Surface connector port, which is going to be the port you use to charge the device. You've got a USB-A port, you've got a USB-C port, and on this side you still have your headphone jack. On the top you've got your on button and your volume rocker. That is all. That is all you have on the device. They're keeping it really simple, really slick, same as their previous devices, so nothing's different there. One really cool thing about this, if you haven't got the one with a bigger storage capacity built in, Microsoft have been really kind again, and they've included a mini SD card slot. So that is going to be essential if you want to expand the storage. It's a nice benefit to have, especially on laptop style tablets these days that are generally sort of fixed devices. You can't do much with them, you can't open them up. It's really nice to have that expandable storage. Now on the front here you've got your camera, your infrared sensor for Windows Hello, as well as two dual far field studio microphones. So the audio quality you're going to get out of this device is amazing. The camera on this is amazing. I'll put the specs just below, as well as the rear camera, which also has an amazing quality. I have to say, out of a device like this and all of the other devices on the market that are in competition with this, this has the best front and rear cameras hands down. Now as far as audio goes, yes, it's got a headphone jack, but it also has two speakers on either side of the device. You'll find one here and one here. Now they're not the greatest speakers. You're not going to get fantastic audio out of any tablet like device. However, the fact that they are separate, you get a great stereo experience when you're using the device head on. Now if you're thinking about going for the i7 edition, just bear in mind that if you do, it's gonna include a small fan inside the device to keep that processor cool. Occasionally you will hear this fan in the i7 device turn on. Now it's not hugely annoying at all, it's pretty quiet, but you do notice it. Now in terms of battery life and power, these claim to have about 12 to 13 hours battery life, which yes, if you're doing very low intensive tasks, you might be able to squeeze 11-12 hours out of it, but realistically if you're using it for any type of productivity work, you're still going to be able to get 8 to 9 hours battery life out of this. Now from a device that is as slim and portable as this, that is amazing. Now aside from battery life, you also want to know how this thing charges. Now the Microsoft Surface Pro 7 comes with a 65-watt power adapter. This thing is tiny, fits in the palm of my hand, so portability is great. The cable's long, so you're really not going to find any issues when trying to use this on the go and needing to charge it. Now I can't go on with this review without speaking about the whole point of a Surface Pro. It is the touchscreen capability. Now the touchscreen on this is awesome. It's 10-point multi-touch with palm rejection when you are using the Surface Pen. The Surface Pen is sold separately, but if you are a student or a creative, it is an ideal accessory to have. It's not cheap. It sits somewhere in the 70 to 80 pounds mark. You can find them used for a bit cheaper, but it is essential to have when you've got a device like this, and it makes your workflow even faster. Now the screen is super responsive. It has great pressure detection, so when you're using your finger to draw, when you're pressing harder you'll see thicker lines, when you're pressing lighter you'll see thinner lines. Little things like that on a Surface device like this make it what it is. One thing I don't like about the Surface device is the bezel. There is a probably about 1.5 centimeter bezel all around the edges, which could technically be a little bit smaller, just so you get a little bit more screen out of this chassis. But I understand why they've done it. Of course, it is a tablet, so you do need to hold it from certain points and grip it and not get any pressing of the touchscreen. So yes, it's a trade-off and I get its function, but it would be nice to have it just a little bit smaller. The other thing that I'm still a little bit annoyed about is that Microsoft haven't adopted Thunderbolt technology. Now, I get their reasoning, but I don't get it. It's, yeah, okay, Thunderbolt poses security threats all over, but come on, man. Really? Really? Just get it on there on your next iteration and we'll be happy. You'll sell loads of them, promise. And just another suggestion for Microsoft out there, this is becoming quite a trendy device and a lot of creatives and professionals are buying it. Maybe come out with a few more color options. I mean, it wouldn't hurt you, it's not going to cost you that much. Come on, Microsoft. Other than that, I can't find many faults with it. I mean, for what you're buying it for and the uses that it fulfills, it's great. Now, as far as benchmarking this device, I've not done that at all. I simply wanted to give you guys a quick overview of the specs and my personal opinion after using it for a few months. All I have to say is that if you are going to be doing intensive graphical tasks, this is probably not the device for you. But what I would recommend this for is for any type of artistic drawing, quick stuff, nothing too detailed, or if you're a student wanting to take notes in a lecture of some sort, or even if you're a professional, perhaps like an architect that you want to show off your design or your presentations, this is ideal. This is well priced for what it is, and I don't see anything else out there on the market getting anywhere close to what this thing can do. So that pretty much sums up my video on the Microsoft Surface Pro 7. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it brought you some value. If you're thinking about buying one, I would recommend it over and over again. And if you do need any more information, let me know in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have out there. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. The support means a bunch. And of course, like always, I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.